Alright, okay, I get this kind of seems like a bit of a stupid take, and some of you, dedicated, let's say, Overwatch players probably want to call me horrific things in the comments, like the gamer word, for example.
What a fucking...
But put down your greasy keyboards for like 10 minutes, just prepare yourselves, and at least give me some time to try and explain myself. So yeah, roll the intro cinematic thing, we are getting right into this shit, I'm not wasting any time. So look, first off, I just want to say I do actually like this game. Well, sometimes anyway. It's a pretty rare occurrence because most of the time, yes, I am bored as fuck playing it. And also, I thought long and hard about what exactly makes Overwatch 2 so boring, and although I'm not some, Aristotle-level philosopher, I've managed to kind of pull out 2 reasons as to why Overwatch 2 is dull. However, before I actually talk about said reasons, there's something I want to do first. And that something is everyone's favorite retention-breaking segment, Saw Lore. Yeah, that's its official name now, I get it's cringe, I'm fucking working on it, alright? Now look, if you don't know what Saw Lore is, basically this segment is pretty simple. It is straight up just me discussing my history with this game. So I first discovered Overwatch in around 2018, I think, and I'll be straight with you, I really didn't like this game at first, and I avoided it like the plague. But at one point, I went round to my mate's house to get drunk, and he convinced me to play Overwatch 1, like, the first game. This is relevant, I swear. But yes, at the time I had fun. So naturally, then I came home and started playing the game by myself, and shock horror, I was fucking bored out of my mind. So obviously I then stopped playing it. Like 5 years later, its sequel Overwatch 2 comes out, and I play it again with some mates, and I have a bunch of fun. Then I end up playing it by myself, and once again I am bored out of my mind. You see a trend here? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Yes, for me at least, Overwatch is just boring as fuck whenever I try and play it solo. Why? Well, probably because I don't have 6 cunts screaming in my ear to dilute the absolute dog water that is this game. But anyway, yeah, weird segment over now. Let's circle back to the 2 reasons I mentioned before. So the first one of those reasons is the speed of the characters. Now, look, I get it, this one sounds a bit stupid really, but the speed of the characters does actually make the game boring, and I'm just gonna try and explain that now. So basically, let's do a little scenario thing here. Let's say you're playing D.Va, you die, you gotta wait to respawn for however long it is, like 10 seconds or whatever, and then when you do eventually respawn, you have to then walk 20 fucking miles to where the fight is, and by the time you get there, most of the fighting is over, all your teammates are dead, so naturally you get butt-fucked by the other team, since you're the only person there now. Realistically, if you've played Overwatch 2, you have also experienced this, and it's annoying as fuck, right? Well, the thing is, other similar games like Paladins, for example, have a solution to this. You get a fucking horse to ride on if you die, which actually speeds up the whole getting to where the enemies are thing. And honestly, this is actually a really good solution, because this one horse is the reason why sometimes I feel more engaged when playing Paladins than Overwatch. But also, Paladins has its own issues, I'm not gonna god defend that game, don't worry. See, for me personally, dying and taking ages to get to where the fight is with your slow-ass character is kind of what breaks up the flow of this game. By the time I get to the fight, I get bum rapes, and I'm just fucking done with this game, because yes, I am bored of dying and going to the fight and dying and going to the fight and dying and going to the fight over and over and over again.
Doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
But the horse in Paladins actually helps with the whole flow of the battle, because it gives you an easy way to get to it even if you have a super slow character. Now if Paladins also let you switch character mid-game, then it would be a good game, but that's a different video, we don't go there right now. Plus your horse isn't also that one horse from the meme whose name I can't quite place right now. Oh my god. You know, it can actually take damage. You get shot once and that's it. The horse is gone. It's dead. You are off that bitch. So it's not exactly like the horse makes getting to the battle super easy. There is still some strategy involved. But yeah, frankly, Overwatch might want to implement something similar because holy fucking shit, some of the tanks in this game are so slow. It's insane. I mean, look at Sigma, for example. Even with his speed buff, he is so slow still. Also, the speed of characters isn't only an issue when you respawn, in my opinion. It's also just kind of shit with like tanks and their maneuverability and stuff. And look, I get that they're tanks, but some of them, like D.Va for example, can just float around the map super quickly, whilst others, like, you know, previously mentioned Sigma, are fucking butt slow. I'm not even sure what you would do to fix that. Maybe some other balancing changes, but frankly, I'm not a game developer. Maybe having them at such varying speeds is a good idea. You know, who knows? I just don't like it personally. So yeah, to sum up this entire point, my zoomer brain has been rotted away by all the Instagram reels and can't handle more than 2 seconds about some sort of action. So the other reason why I kind of think this game is boring sometimes is the players. Now, I get it, this sounds even more stupid than the last argument, I know, but just stay with me here, alright? So the thing is, I get there's kind of like a meta with the characters sometimes because, I mean, it is a team-based shooter, and I get there's a specific way to use the different heroes in Overwatch, but, you know, it is kind of boring when everyone you come across kind of plays the same and uses the same characters. No, but honestly though, when was the last time you saw a, you know, Tracer, for example? And I mean like in the game, not on other sites that I won't mention. But yeah, I don't know if it's just me, I kind of keep seeing some of the same characters in pretty much every match. And yeah, this does suck because it feels like I'm fighting the same few cunts over and over again. Because look, I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of players seem to just sort of play the same, I guess. Like, I understand that there's certain strategies for certain characters, but for some reason in Overwatch specifically, I kind of keep seeing the same plays over and over again. Like, if we take TF2 for an example, I never really feel like I'm fighting the same few people, but in this game, it's like everyone is kind of like a clone of each other. No offense to you guys though, of course, I get it, you know, that's just how the game is really. Or at least that's the case in the queue where you pick your role before you play. In the random queue, it's a bit better. I've seen some absolutely crackhead players do insane things of characters that are barely used. Like, well, I guess Winton for example, but that's still sort of a rare occurrence even in the random queue. So yeah, just kind of sucks that I keep seeing a lot of the same plays now. And also I understand that avoiding said plays is always different, so that would surely make the game more interesting, but at least for me personally, it kind of just doesn't. Sure, the maps can change, and the players you see are different, team combinations can also be different, but personally to me it doesn't matter. I still get bored every time I see people playing the same way they're sort of meant to play. And fuck it, I am admitting it, I am also part of this issue. I have grown way too accustomed to just playing D.Va like, you know, how you're supposed to. Hypocritical, yes, but, you know, whatever, I don't care. Now, of course, I'm not actually falling asleep in my chair, but this does sort of just make me want to turn off the game and play something a little more interesting. So here's the thing, I've kind of been bitching about this game, but you know what, if I'm being totally honest to God, yep, I actually like Overwatch 2, and I cannot believe I'm saying that. Me a few years ago would have just absolutely fucking gone off on myself for this, but whatever. Yeah, I've matured, I think. But yeah, basically I do just want to briefly touch on how they could fix some of these issues. So the first one with the characters is kind of easy. You know, just add like a horse or like a little rocket people can ride on or something to, you know, speed up the like flow of the game. Obviously you're gonna need to give the horse a downside like in Paladins, but yeah, I want to see Winton on a little like pony or something. I reckon that would be peak. But yeah, second one is a bit harder to fix naturally, since this one is actually about real people and you can't exactly make them play in interesting ways. That's not really a thing you can do. So what do we do then? Well, we do a mass culling of all Overwatch 2 players, yes, me included. Foolproof plan. Now before I sort of tie this video together, I just want to list a few things that I think are really good about Overwatch and the stuff that I actually like to sort of balance out all the negativity in this video. So first off, I think a lot of the characters have pretty cool personalities, I guess. I enjoy hearing all their voice lines, and it's pretty cool that they have banter between each other. You know, it makes them more realistic, and frankly, the characters are so good that, yeah, occasionally I'll go onto the fucking Overwatch 2 wiki and read a few articles on there when I'm feeling extra bored with the game. Yes, I am unemployed, how could you tell? And the other thing I love about the game is called Winton. He is so monkey and cool, I love him, he's such a cute... Oh, Winton, oh my god, I love Winton so much. He's so jacked and angry and monkey and ape with glasses and smile and whatever.